this country in Parliament and fighting for justice and equality. Thank you very much, sir.
Solidarity with Michael Brown, his parents, his community, and the black people in the United States struggling and campaigning against police brutality. Because what we know is that these struggles are international struggles. But before I say more about that, because we are here talking about protecting young people, I want to say something about the horrible things that have been happening in Rotherham over the past decade. Can you speak up a bit? Because we're here talking about protecting young people, I want to talk about Rotherham just for a minute. And let me say this. There is not a scrap of evidence to show that being Muslim makes you more likely to abuse children. But what was done to thousands of working class girls over a decade was horrific. And it isn't just their male abusers that despise them. The police despised them. When they went to the police to complain, they were ignored. Sometimes when they tried to talk about what was being done to them, they were arrested. The police despised them. The people at the very top of Rotherham Council despised them. It is shocking to see Rotherham councillors on the television, on the radio, saying they knew nothing about it, when over 5 years there were 3 separate inquiries. They even held seminars for councillors, I suppose because they were worried they weren't reading the report, and still today, barefaced, they were saying they knew nothing about it. So I think that these were girls who were the most marginalised of a marginalised working class community. And just as we're talking about protecting young people all over the world, our thoughts must go to those girls, the horror they experienced, and how they were let down by people who were paid to protect them. On the question of Michael Brown, this struggle of black people internationally against the state and against police brutality has gone on for decades and decades. In the United States, it goes back all the way to slavery. But there was still something horrifying about the pictures we saw on new media and on television about American policemen dressed up like soldiers sitting on top of tanks and pushing rifles in people's faces. They are the police, whether in America or in Britain, are meant to be the servants of the public. They're not supposed to behave like an invading army. And they were behaving like that. They were behaving like that. They say now, oh, there was violence. They behaved like that because there were peaceful demonstrations. People were exercising their legal right to demonstrate. And they found themselves with policemen pushing rifles in their face. So let's commend the courage and the bravery of that community that came out night after night until they drew the attention of the whole world about what had happened to Michael Brown. Sadly, he's not the only young black man to lose his life at the hands of the police. But that community deserves credit for not stopping until the whole world's eyes were focused on what had happened. And let's bear in mind another thing. Most of you know that Boris Johnson, who, to my dismay, may be joining me in Parliament in less than a year, but Boris Johnson has spent £200,000 of Londoners' money on water cannons. Now, why does the Metropolitan Police and Boris Johnson think they need water cannons? They are seeking to weaponise the policing of protest. And I asked them to look at what has happened on the streets of Ferguson. And I asked them to think that actually treating people that are protesting lawfully like criminals, like an enemy army, does not bring peace, does not bring stability, does not give you a calm and a stable community. So having seen the pictures from Ferguson, I asked Boris Johnson, I asked Tory MPs, I even asked some of my own Labour colleagues who talked about the need for water cannon to pull back and realise that people have a right to protest, and seeking to suppress that right with water cannon and any other weapons is wrong and actually cannot stop people taking to the streets and expressing their feelings. So I was glad this demonstration was called. I hope that Michael Brown's family hear about this demonstration and know that on the other side of the world there are those of us that feel their pain, that stand with them in their fight for justice and continue to campaign against police brutality and abuse of police power. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Diane. I'd like to introduce our next